Hey everyone, Aaron here. Today I would like to try something different. I figured, I think I said in the last comments for the last review that I wanted to try a vlog. Uh, I'm not going to be doing this all the time. I'm probably going to do this maybe every 3 weeks, something like that. Uh, More so because I don't consider my life that great in terms of, being anything special. Like, I mean, I love my life. I love everything about it. But I don't mean that it's something I think that everyone would be interested. I lead a very simple life when it comes to a lot of things, and if you guys like it, I'll do another vlog. Tell me, write down in the comments. Hey, we liked it, and I'll be like, okay, I'll do this more often. But what I kind of want to do with these is the first one I want to kind of introduce myself more because I now have 60 subscribers, and I think that's kind of a good point to now introduce myself a little bit better. I'm not going to be giving out a lot of personal information. I don't want to do that, but I'll be telling a little bit about myself. Some things I like, some things I dislike, etc., etc. But what I would also like to do with vlogs in general, with these in general, is almost what I did similar with my do's and don'ts series, which I know did not get. It's not that it didn't get well received, but it didn't get very much viewership in terms of how many views I got. I think I had like maybe 3 people watching it, and the rest of the views were me commenting to people. So the view count went up, and that's the only reason it went up. And that's a shame because I really wanted to do that, and I know some people liked it and said, why don't you do more of them? It's not that I don't mind doing it for 1 or 2 people. It's just that when I put a lot of work into something, I always kind of want something a little bit of feedback into it, or a little bit of show of some appreciation, and not in terms of that you must watch it. I don't make my content so you must watch it, but I make content so people will enjoy it. And if I don't see anyone enjoying it, I feel like what's the point of continuing on doing that? In the greater scheme, 1 or 2 people, that's great, yeah, but also at the same time, how much work that went into doing that do's and don'ts series, at least the first one, that was a pain in the ass. And not to excuse my French, but it took me a little while to do it, and it might seem simple to you guys, but I had to retake a lot of times, redo things, and re-edit it and fix certain things about it, and it wasn't that well received. So I just figured I wouldn't do another one. But so with what these things will do, I think every other 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, we'll see. This is depending on how many views I get. If I get a lot of views with this, expect a lot of them. Like expect maybe once every week at least. I'm not gonna do once every day. I'll do it once every week, like every Friday. But what I want to do with this is the first one. I kind of want to introduce myself, talk about a current topic. At least in this one, so this one's gonna be a little bit longer than my usual one. I think I'm gonna make these vlogs maybe at most 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at max. But I don't want to make them too long because I'm one of those believers that if you make a video too long, people don't want they lose interest. And it's not that people have short term attention, but more so just because making content that's too long also can easily get boring. I understand that. But anyways, so let me introduce myself. Again, Blade Ninja 009. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you with open arms. I'm glad you check my channel out. I make playlists. I have already set up for all my reviews, so they're all backlogged so far. I'm a little bit off topic with that because it takes a little while to do them, but I do make playlists, so it's like I think I have up at least up to my 60th review. I think is cataloged in certain playlists, so you can look at my playlists and find them. I do anime reviews. I do video game reviews. I don't want to say I do video game reviews. I want to say I do video game impressions, like what I think of the first few hours. You can watch one of my videos earlier talking about how I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing that because it's not that I didn't get well received on that, but more so it's just that I found when one of the games I recommended, I didn't like at the end game, and in the first like several hours of it I did like, but then at the end I didn't like it at all, and that was a shame. And I felt bad because I told people, oh, this is great, this is a great game, and lo and behold, it wasn't that great. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that, but that's a whole different thing. But my actual name is Aaron. I'm not gonna give you my full name, but my first name is Aaron. I'm 25 years old, college student. I don't have a job currently. I'm working for a career, so I have to finish school, and to me, I'm very close. I do have one degree. I have an associate's degree. I'm working on a bachelor's degree. Will I work on anything further beyond that? Probably not. But that's just how it is. By nature, my hobbies would include writing. I love writing. I'm a big writer. I write anything from poems to short stories and little novels. I think my longest work was about 250 pages. They're all unpublished. If any of you guys are interested in them, you could always ask me. I'll actually, if you give me your email address, I'll actually email you copies of it. That's only if I trust you. If I don't know you that well, I'm not gonna do that because people love to steal content, and I've had it done before to me. But I love reading. I read anywhere from 5 to 6 books a month. I swear. I know that sounds crazy, but to put it bluntly, if I'm on a train ride going to school, for example, so that's an hour long trip, I will read about 110 pages, maybe 120. So if if it's like a light novel, for example, it's like only 250 pages. I could finish that maybe in one train trip back and forth. That's just I love reading. I've always loved reading, even when I was a kid. I used to be always the kid that was in the library who would spend most of my time in the library and not. That's not that I didn't socialize with people, but more so I just love reading. I always had my face in a book. I think that's why my eyesight was so bad too, is the fact that I also had astigmatism, but I would be constantly in a book. Like I'd be at night reading books. I had like one of those mini flashlight things that I used to have on my book all the time, and that's something that never changed as I got older. I got older. I actually appreciated books even more, so I even read even 10 times more now. And I think probably half of what I have in terms of money goes towards video games and books. And I think more so books than video games. I sometimes wonder about that sometimes. I really do. I do, as I said, I do play video games a lot. I love everything from JRPGs, shooters, fighters. You name it, I play it. I do like JRPGs a lot more than other things though. But you'll see me playing Destiny, which is a first-person shooter / MMO type game. I don't play MMORPGs too much. I used to when I was younger. I found myself kind of easily addicted to them, so I stopped playing them. Only because I would spend like hours and hours, playing MMOs in the old days, like Guild Wars, for example. And I noticed like the crunch it used to kind of have on my social life. My small social life, mind you, but it still was killing me. Like I'd spend, I remember I spent, I think, 3 hours one time doing a few quests in Guild Wars factions. And I was like, wow, it went from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to I was almost at 8 o'clock and I had not done any schoolwork or anything, and I had school the next day, and I'm like, wow. I stopped playing MMOs for that reason. It's not that I get addicted to them now. Like I tried getting back into them once in a while. I just find myself I can't. I guess maybe I polarize myself from them, but that's just how I am. What else to say about me? I guess I do love from my channel. Obviously, I do love anime. I watch anime. That's probably my third hobby. Beyond even playing games, I watch a lot of anime. And I know if you guys check out my anime tag, I've watched maybe 300 to 300 plus anime. I grew up watching anime. I love it. I never stopped. I had breaks here and there from anime. I think when I was like 13, 14, I stopped watching anime for a little bit. And it's not that I stopped watching them wholeheartedly. I just stopped watching a lot. But then when I got back into high school, I started watching it like that. It was just instantaneously, and I would fly through like series in a couple days. I think the longest binge watching thing I've ever had was on Eureka 7, and I kid you not, that series is a 50 episode series. I binged watched it all 24 hours of the day. I actually watched the whole thing in 1 day and a half, I think. I actually think I finished it in a whole day. I really do. And I remember I had to go to school that day, and I was like so tired, but I was like so happy that I finished Eureka 7 because I thought Eureka 7 was awesome back then. I still do. It's still a great series. Not my top 50, but it's definitely top hundreds. What else about me though? I guess if you guys are curious about anything else about me, leave it in the description box below. I'll I don't want to have a Q&A video. I was thinking of doing that maybe when I hit 100 views. And I probably will then do a Q&A section where you guys can ask whatever question you want, and I'll answer it as long as it's in the realm of me actually being able to answer it. Like, nothing personal. I'm not gonna answer anything that's too overly personal. Like, oh, what school do I go to? What? No. It's not that It's not that I'm afraid of telling you guys what school I go to or what's this or that. It's just that the fact is, this is more a hobby of mine, YouTube, and I am more. That's not that I'm a secretive person, but on here I kind of aim to be secretive in terms of my background. I mean, I'll tell you guys some basic stuff about me like I just did, but beyond that, like what degree I hold and what all that, I'm not gonna do that. Um, but that's just that's a personal thing. That's because I think a lot of people on YouTube, unless you get like really big and your whole life is dedicated around YouTube, like you have Twitter and Facebook dedicated around it. I think then that's different. I think you could put your social name and you could put your outlooks on it, like Markiplier, for example, or the Game Grumps, for example. They could put their first, last name. They could put everything because that's what they've associated life with. Is this? My life is not associated around YouTube. I love doing anime reviews, but I always say first and foremost, it's a hobby. This doesn't come in the way of my schooling. This doesn't come in the way of my personal life. I do this like again. I do all my reviews. I will do 10 reviews a day on my off days only. Like I'll do maybe Tuesday or Friday, and then I'll put them up. So this way, the whole week or at least the week and a half, I can actually just keep uploading them. I don't have to actually stop and have any issues with that personally. But that's how I do it. That's because I had someone ask me how I did all my reviews, and I'm like, yeah, I just create backlogs and I just edit them. Because again, I use very simple editing software. I use Movie Maker, and that's nothing that special. It's like very very simple. So all I have to do is just put the thing on there, I'll put some captions into it, etc., and then throw some flair in depending on how I did the video. I'll be honest with you, I hate listening to myself talk. Like I know I had a few of my subscribers say I have a cool voice, and I'm like, I'm glad you guys think I have a cool voice because honest to God, I hear myself talk, and I don't sound cool to me at least. I don't sound very cool. I sound typical or normal in terms of how I sound. And it's not that I'm, what's the word I'm looking for? Not appreciating myself or saying that I'm not like that, but it's just that I don't consider my voice that great to listen to. And I think a lot of us as YouTubers, if you actually do videos and you have to actually listen to yourself talk for more than an hour, it's kind of irritating. And then I have to wonder, wow, this is what people hear for an hour is me talking? Oh, God. They hear. That's why I'm glad I do my reviews so small. Is that I keep it short and simple on purpose for that sole reason that I don't think people want to hear anyone talk for that long unless you really have that type of personality that you can talk for 50 minutes or an hour. And even then, if you notice, no one ever talks for 50 to 60 minutes without other people around, because I don't think people do that very often. I mean, there probably are a few YouTubers that do that, but sorry, I had a drink of water because I actually am talking a lot for this video. So, I think what I want to do in my first vlog, besides, I already did the introduction part of myself, I want to talk about, I think, a random anime topic. So I think that's what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to use each vlog to talk about something current in the anime industry or talk about something I have a pet peeve with and I feel is a good thing or a bad thing about it at the same time. And I kind of wanted to talk about, I think, as my first ever vlog, I want to talk about harem anime. I know that's crazy. I'm not. By the way, this picture over here is Beyond the Boundary. I'll Be Here. That's a movie review I'm going to put up actually probably tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going to do that with each vlog. I'm actually going to show you one review that's upcoming. I guess kind of show you what to expect that's coming up. But anyways, I wanted to talk about harem anime. And what I want to talk about, I think, is in the realms of very simple and what I like about harem anime, what I don't like about harem anime. Now, I think in this world, the word harem is already kind of a taboo. You hear about a guy having multiple girls liking him and stuff like that. It almost makes them sound like a player. At least in this day and age, if you hear that in the West, they're a player. And that's understandable. I mean, I think, honest to God, that annoys people. That has bad influences on people and their reactions toward them. Players aren't liked by anyone other than people that associate themselves with those type of people. And, they might be interesting, but at the same time, they are kind of just taboo. It's a taboo subject. What's funny, though, in anime, harem has a whole different meaning, in my opinion. It's the concept of, the romance triangles, the romance squares or rectangles in terms of how many girls like one main protagonist. And they're done in a way of comedy. They're not done to be usually overly nasty or derogatory. There are a lot of fan service in harem anime. That's something to kind of expect. But there's also a lot of harem anime that I think does it just right in terms of having story elements and character development, plot, animation, etc. And that's what I want to talk about. Like, for example, High School DxD gets a lot of crap for being a very fan service based harem. And I understand that. It's something that, if you're not into fan service or you don't like a lot of it, you will feel that High School DxD takes advantage of that. But here's the thing, though. High School DxD has a good story, it has good characters, and it knows that it's trying to be a jokey anime. It knows that when to kind of play with the serious elements and the joke elements. The main character wants a harem. He says that in the first couple of minutes of the show. And it makes it so it's funny. It makes it so you know who this character is going to be. You know what he's going to be about. And you also know that he wants to seek that. Then there's other shows where the main character is hell-bent on being the biggest idiot when it comes to every girl around him. Like Love Hina, for example. Love Hina, the anime, not the manga. The anime is done very differently. Has our main character just being so oblivious to every girl around him, showing and throwing themselves at him, that it comes off as just annoying and stupid. Like, even as a character, even as myself personally, as someone who was shy in high school and stuff, I knew what girls liked me and I knew what girls didn't like me. I wasn't oblivious to it. And, it's the difference of you maybe acting toward them. Like, for example, Shuffle. The main character has a harem on, like, the very onset of that show, too, but he is not acting, per se, in any ways that a normal human being wouldn't act. He's surrounded by girls. How does he react to it? Well, he reacts kind of in a shy nature sometimes. He tries to be cool. At times he fails a little bit because he's overly, shy in terms of how he acts as his feelings, his romantical feelings toward these girls. But that's normal. That's something that we have embedded in us as human beings. So that's why in anime, I can believe that. It comes off more funny. It comes off more clever. You have things like Love Hina or Akikan, which is another stupid harem anime, which I'm going to do a review of that soon. And I'll tell you, if you've never heard of that, don't feel bad you never heard of it. I wish I've never heard of it, but I had to watch it, and I did finish it, and I regret watching that when I was like, I think 17 or 16 when I watched that, and I hated that show. But if you don't know what that is, trust me, you'll find out soon in one of my reviews. I'm actually doing that review probably next week. I'm going to probably do that review. But overall, though, harems can be done in ways that are phenomenally well done. For example, take Amagi SS, which is something, I think that's one of my first reviews on here, which I think that would be my second review on here. And that was a series where you had the main character being liked by multiple girls, but what they did was they had it like what-if scenarios where you had one character being the main protagonist, a female protagonist, and the main heroine, where you had the character falling in love with her, them getting together, and showing what their life would be like if they got together. Then restarting the series from the first episode to follow a different girl. And what if he got with that one? And what if they fell in love? It became a smart way of doing a harem where it's not having all the girls like the main character at the same time, per se, because they're all doing it in different ways. They're all doing it where once a girl liked the character, once he became a boyfriend and girlfriend with them, where they became boyfriend and girlfriend, they would then go and the other girls would kind of back off because that's something in real life that would happen. You're not going to have all the time, oh, so 3 girls like one guy, and then the guy finally picks a girl. No, they just keep shoving at him until he just gets pissed off. No, they back off, And I'm not saying that always happens. There's plenty of stories where they don't back off, but it's something that, is more realistic in terms of how it's done. And that's a shame because harem anime is gotten that bad rep because of stupid stuff that comes out that's just all fan service, that's all just having our main character become a clueless idiot and be like, oh, well, I have 7 girls that clearly like me, but I don't know what to do with them because I don't know who likes me and I don't know who I like. That to me is dumb. I honest to God hate that. I hate when harems do that. But when you have a harem that actually is smart, or it's not overly fan service, it's just more so like Shuffle or High School DxD. I'm trying to think of some more off the top of my head. There's not that many. Data Live is smart in a lot of ways. I mean, I know it's not seen by a lot of people as a great harems anime, but it's not a bad harem anime the way it's done. Technically, Clanad is considered a harem by a lot of people, and that's a shame. Shouldn't be considered a harem, but I can understand why. But at the same time, even though multiple girls like the main character, it's not done in a kind of nasty way. It's just done where it's realistic. You know, you have the childhood friend who likes the main character, and then he ends up falling in love with another girl. Though that's it. The girl backs off. You know, she realizes, hey, I lost. That's it. It's done. So I hate that clan that's considered harem, but it is. But overall, though, I just, you know, I think that harems do get a bad rep, and that's why when I review them either very critically or very, you know, lenient, where it depends on how it's done. If it's done in a fan service, you know, just, overly, you know, boobs everywhere flying and unrealistic concepts and stuff like that, I will say it's a bad show, and I will say avoid it because, again, I don't think it's worth wasting your time watching a stupid show like that unless you like that type of genre, which if you do, hey, listen, that's each his own. But I hate stuff like that. But when you have a good harem, I will tell you, hey, listen, this show is done very well. It's got a good story, it's got good characters, etc. And that's why I do that whole concept with that genre. I think that genre needs to be kind of nitpicked immensely. Like, you know, even action series or drama series don't need to be nitpicked too much per se, because no matter what, the action could be this way, then the drama could be that way. Anyways, that's it for I was thinking, I actually lost my train of thought for there, so I apologize for going quiet for a second. So, anyways, guys, that's it for this first vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want me to keep doing these, by all means, let me know in the comments. You know, show some likes, show some subscribers. It's not that I need subscribers per se, but I would love some more subscribers. So if you love this content, please subscribe. You know, again, I do reviews. I take requests for any review you want me to do. That's it. You know, that's my first vlog. I hope you guys liked it. I know I'm saying a lot, and it's more so because I'm talking more freely. I always tell people when I do my reviews, I actually do free reverse reviews. Like, I don't actually write a script. I don't do that. But what I'll do is I will edit the video. Like, so example, if I mess up, and I don't even want to say edit, I restart the whole video. So if I do a review and I mess up and say like more than 3 times in a row, I will immediately scrap the whole review, and I'll actually redo it just because I don't like the way I talk in that thing. I think saying and like or those type of words all the time in general is not something something you should avoid. It's okay if you do it all the time, because I think it's natural by a lot of people. They say like, but I try to avoid it. I try to talk in a way that's, I don't want to say sophisticated, but just more so it gets my point across. It gets my point without having to stutter over my words, and that's why when I do the reviews, you know, I don't say a lot of work goes into them per se, but some work does go into them. You know, I know they're short and simple, but take, for example, one of my last reviews I did, I think it was not Steam Detectives, I think it was Gantz. Gantz, when I did that review, I think it's 8 minutes long, 7 minutes long, around that. And that's understandable in terms of length and how long it is. You see that. You don't see how many times I had to redo it. I had to redo that, I think, maybe 3 or 4 times. And I was always at the 4 minute to 5 minute mark. So if you do some simple math, you know, that's not to give you guys any complicated math here, but it took me maybe a good 25 minutes or so on top of the actual review length. So you're looking at 31 minutes of me just doing one review. That's not including the editing time, which then took me another 8 minutes, you know, to wait for it to render, to wait to do the captions and all that, to add the music, to make sure the music levels were good, etc., etc. In the end, it became, you know, a 40-minute project for that one review. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes I get real lucky, and then I do my first review, and it's on the spot right there, and I perfect it, and I don't have to actually do it again. And so a 5-minute review literally is maybe then 15 minutes at tops with all editing included. But that doesn't always happen. A lot of times I have to restart the reviews and redo them and kind of re-talk about how it is. And I feel if I don't do a good job of explaining one concept, I'll redo the whole thing, because I want to give you guys the best content. You know, again, I make my reviews short and sweet, but I want you to also be aware of what you're watching. I can't make a synopsis that's 2 minutes long without telling you, well, why did I like the show? You know, I have to prove to you guys that I not only did watch the whole series, but also, you know, what's worth watching about it. You know, you have a show that doesn't have good action, you know, beyond the first couple episodes. I'll tell you, hey, listen, the first few episodes are the best, the last couple suck, you know, that's what I do. Anyways, getting off topic, I think. Or, well, no, I'm not getting off topic. I wanted this to be an introduction video in more ways than one. You know, I had to welcome my channel way back when I first started this channel 3 months ago. And that's somewhere lost in my playlist. I think that's in the etc. playlist that I have. But I want this to be where you guys who are new to my channel could see what I do and what I try to do. And listen, by the way, guys, when I see a thumbs down or a thumbs up, I take that in both respects. Thumbs down means, hey, regardless if you liked my video or not, you watched it. You might have watched a few seconds of it, or you might have watched literally a second, but that means you clicked it to watch it. And regardless, that to me means that you saw something worth watching. It's kind of ironic to say that, but that's why I always tell people that get thumbs down on their videos, hey, guess what? Don't feel bad. That person had to either waste their time watching, in their opinion, or at least watch it. And that means that you got another viewer, at least for that episode. I'm one of those people. I'm very positive by nature, so I take even negative stuff and I make it positive in my mind. I don't see myself not getting a few subscribers or not getting a lot of subscribers faster than someone else. I don't see that as an issue. I actually think personally that when people like my friends and my family succeed, I have the jealousy, I have the envy built into you. It's built into everyone. And I was talking to my dad about this the other day, actually. But by nature, I'm not the one to dwell on that. I will then go and say, hey, listen, I wish you guys the best. I hope you get more subscribers. I hope you get more views. I hope you do even more well in life, because that's how I am. I like taking things positively. So, that's why, in general, if you guys ever see my videos and you ever think, wow, even when a series sucks or even when something bad happens in the interview, why I say, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Life is too short. Why worry about certain things like this? It's not a big deal. I am getting really off topic, but I guess that's kind of cool. That's why I want to do this vlog, just kind of free talk to you guys. Yeah, so, by the way, I said earlier this was going to be 15 minutes long, didn't I? And it's almost 28 minutes long. I'm going to end this video. Don't worry, my next couple of vlogs after this will be a lot shorter, I swear to you. I won't feel bad if you stopped watching this midway through, because this is a really long video. But I hope you guys enjoy it. And as always, guys, this is not a review, so I can't say as always until I pass across getting this review. I gotta think of something else to say. I'm on the spot now. I don't know what else to say. I guess I could say until we see each other again in the next vlog. How's that? Have a great day, guys. I hope your day is amazing. I wish you all the best today. Tomorrow, until again we talk once more. Have a great. I don't know. Just have a great day, great life, the whole usual. I'll think of something better to end my videos with, I promise, eventually. Later, guys. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.